Hello? 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 Hello?
Yeah, hi Krishna.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Okay, give me a moment, then we start.
Yeah,
Uh,
sir, actually, said that search material you are going to share, but I haven't received this, honest. Search type.
mhm. Okay, so yesterday we were, we have to discuss for this administration section. Rest of the part we have got completed.
That is okay. Sir, one question is search material you are
Yeah,
going to
yeah, I got your point. I got it. I will share that.
okay. And also, okay, maybe I will just text you. Okay, you can start with this.
Mhm. Okay, so first the basic configuration. There is a, in the administrative tab, There is a one basic configuration, right? In the basic configuration, there are sub items: repository, content server, federation, Java method server, LDAP server, and LDAP certificate, right? So if you click on this repository that we discussed the doc base, right?
Uh,
In
Sir, one thing. Hello.
Mhm.
Okay, we discussed yesterday. Files also, my category also we have discussed because that differentiation of role number. Okay, fine. Next is okay. Basic configuration. Okay.
Yeah. So on the you know that doc base what we discuss. So basically that is called repository. I'm sorry. Right. So here we can configure the repository. I mean, and check the configuration of the repository through the DA. At the right click, I mean, just click on this repository. There is a option XCP. I mean, it is the name of our repository, The- and the underlying database is a SQL server, right? And and at the this time repository is active. So in case we have a multiple repository, then we can deactivate repository. So it will show dormancy status as a deactivated.
Okay.
So right click on property. We have see so many options, right? This configuration options,
Okay.
right? I mean, at the top it displays that what database that we were seeing, right? It's a depository ID, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. I mean, at the installation time we provide it, right? Security, we are using a ACL. Partitioned, I mean, these all fields we was seeing at the duration at the time of type creation, right? I mean, this partitioned is false. Crypto mode means encrypted mode. What is the technology, encryption technology that is using, that it's using AES 256. So I mean, it's a so many encrypted technologies are there, like 64-bit, 256-bit, and MD5.
Sir, one minute. So partitions only using for to separate the properties or how it will sir? Like use the info you told me earlier, but
Yeah.
the
So tell me what I mean that time what we discussed. Can you guess something, or you can recall? Hello.
yeah, I just want to know a little clarity, sir.
Yeah, I mean, what we I mean discuss. Can you please recall? I mean, so that's what I'm telling.
Okay, okay, let me check because I don't want to.
Okay.
You carry on, sir. Let me.
Okay.
So encryption basically, sorry, crypto mode basically used for
Encryption. Yeah. So there are encryption. The encryption mechanisms are there, right? So which encryption mechanism it is using? That is called AES 256. So generally encryption mechanism getting changed by version to version. So I mean later on, to make the whole content server more secure, they start using a different uh, crypt, crypto mode or encryption mechanisms, like encryption mechanism 256. As I told you that so many encryption mechanisms are there. So right, so in this case it is using AES 256, right? And crypto key store is a kind of, you can say, encrypted file. I mean, uh, right. And here at the locally they are storing that key file. So I mean, uh, as an admin, it's no much use of it. I mean, but because it's a internal product purpose. I mean, these are the things that are used by internal out of the box things. And dormancy status active means right now this repository is active.
Dormancy means repository only.
Right, repository is active. I mean, it's working. So in case if we have a more than one repository and any of the repository we want to deactivate and we don't want to use that repository, then we can deactivate that repository.
Yes.
Now you would say, what is the use of activating or deactivating a repository? I mean, if we have a
Yeah,
so
earlier you told that the server active off and all, but this one relating to.
yeah, I mean, see, so what is that nowadays? These all system are coming in a cloud base, cloud on cloud,
Yeah, okay, okay.
and from on premises. I mean, we have a servers on cloud. So on cloud, so the customer has to pay the charges as per the availability of the server. How much that server is available, they have to pay, right, at the time of availability. I mean, how much duration that server is particular pay that they, I mean, they have to pay for, I mean, their bill amount
Okay, according to
based,
usage and according to the time.
right. So yeah, that time you can make the system deactivate. So therefore this option is there. Now that's a one another important thing that we are going to discuss. That's admin point of view. Here, update configuration changes, reinitialize server. So for example, if you do any updation in the system, let's say you created one object type, right, or something like this, you modify the type or something, and you want, I mean, sometimes we are to require restart the server so that all changes get reflected, right? And because let's assume that this is your production environment, right, and so it is not easy to shut down any of the environment, any of the production environment
Okay.
so easily, right? You have to take kind of blackout or downtime kind of, right? So
Uh, sorry for interrupting, sir.
mhm.
So, like, if the company is working for 24 by 7, like example, 9 to 6 is the office timing. So
Mhm.
after office timing, people will come in shifts and working on document also. So that time, that dormancy status always be active or how it is 24 by 7 companies.
Sorry, can you please, this status you are talking about, this dormancy status?
24 by 7, if company is working means
So I'm see, this is not for production. I mean, let's say you have a UAT and dev environment as well,
no, right, right, yeah.
right? This you can make the down system down, right? What
Mm.
is the use of make this dev and UAT environment available 24/7? Is it any use?
No, no, no.
It
Not
is, yeah, it is required whenever it is usable or whenever it is needed. You can make this system active and take your work done, and then take, I mean, you do not need to pay additional cost for this UAT and dev environment to make this
okay.
system up and running.
I got it. I got it. Yeah. I thought actually production is not.
No, I mean production generally.
Okay, 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 sir. Reinitializing server.
Reinitializing server. So as I telling you, if you make any changes in the system and you want to restart or restart your whole uh, content server or whole repository, I mean, it is needed, for example. So, right, what should we do? Because uh, business will not, most of the time business do not allow downtime, right? I
Mm.
mean, until it is highly required, or I mean, again, in most of the organization, downtime is, I mean, they cannot afford the time downtime.
Right, right. So whenever downtime, usually weekends only we are seeing many.
Right. I mean, let's say, I mean, if your application, I mean, weekends, I agree, but if you have a server like, worldwide server, like Saudi countries or they do not, their first day is a Sunday.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
how would you manage? I mean, so many things are there. Even, let's say in a banking domain, can you say that the weekend is there? I mean, because people are using the system
Mm.
24/7.
Correct, correct, correct.
Right. So in that case, when you do not need, I mean, you don't want to have a downtime. So what would you can do? You just click on this checkbox
Okay,
and okay. What
okay.
it'll do, it restart server automatically without having a downtime.
Okay.
I mean, just it clear the cache. I mean, so whatsoever the cache is there in the system, it delete all temporary files
Okay.
and restart the things.
Sir, one thing actually I just want to ask you. So why system will create that cache or that files and all? I don't know. Is there any reason or just
Yes, that's a reason. There's a reason. See, some of the code we do write, it requires some thing to write on temporarily.
okay,
I mean, see, for example, I this is a two boxes,
okay,
right? Here it is written two, and here it is written three. And I ask you,
mm,
just shuffle, or okay, let it be. Let me make sure. Let it's A. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3, right? And I'm asking you, just shuffle the value. I mean, through programmatically, you have to make A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 2. How would you do?
good.
What you will take? Temporarily, you will take one variable C,
Very good. I see.
right? I mean, just like, I mean, think for a while. I mean, just you take some temporary thing
Mm,
where you place this value 2, right? And assign this value 3 to this, and
correct,
then C to 2, like this, right?
correct,
So by this way, I mean, the value get converted.
correct, correct.
Where you write this C,
Mm,
because at the interface there is a two values are there. Where will you write C? So temporary, right? Some temporary variable, some some files that will not display to the user end.
okay.
Are you getting my point?
Mm,
So these type of information get saved into the cache.
okay. So actually, where they will write this cache files like
I mean, that's is called a temporary location. Temporary location.
Jenkins.
Yeah, I mean, junk is also there. I mean, kind of.
Um,
I will let you know, but just any temporary location. No need to, so that people should not be aware of this. I mean, they should not, be aware of that. Why, where, and why is writing. I mean, there is no use of them. There is no purpose to tell the users or to the end users what we are doing at the back end to make this information available to you.
mm,
So window has a one temporary folder in Windows,
okay.
right? Hey, you can, I mean, if you want to check, you can check like this in the search box, right? Like this,
Mm,
temp, right? This,
okay.
yeah, this is star temp
Okay. I got.
and this
Okay.
percentage. I mean percentage temp percentage, you'll see that folder, that is a temporary folder where all kind of such type of cache or such type of information gets saved, right?
Mhm. But usually what happens is because of the cache file, so every time we need to delete that cache files to uh, uh, run that content server in a faster manner. What happens?
Right.
As an end user perspective, I'm telling, but I am not sure about it.
Yeah, so technically why it is required to delete? I mean, you want to understand why it is needed, right? I mean, everybody would say that you need to cleanse the cache and it will be a faster, right? Correct.
Yes.
See, let's say, I mean, there is a one Excel file and already it is written. I mean, some values are written, some values are written, some values are written. So, and next time if the system is going to write, he has to come to end and then he can write, right? I mean, tell me, I mean, what is, I mean, if I say just open a Excel file and write, will it be time consuming, or there is a huge big Excel file and you have to write at the end? What process would be a time consuming?
So that second is time consuming.
Time consuming, right? So that's why we ask you, I mean, it is suggested just delete. So system do not, I mean, because system do does not delete it automatically, even cannot delete, right? So if we delete this cache, the system creates a new files and write from since I'm from beginning. So right, so that's why it's not a time consuming, and it's just it become system faster.
Okay.
I hope you got your answer that why it is time consuming.
Hmm. Because it is occupied with some memory. So
Exactly. I mean, these all things are in memory, right? Such these are storing at memory. They have to read. System has to read this file to come to the end. And if system is reading means it is copying this all the information into RAM, into its memory,
great.
right? So and RAM has a limited space. I mean, let's say 64 GB or 50 GB,
Correct, correct.
and all this information is consuming that space. Then what we have to do, it is taking more time because this space is consumed by some unnecessary processes.
Sir, for that, the cache memory is there, no, sir. Why?
Yeah, cache memory is a memory. Wherever you say memory, memory is a part of RAM.
Okay, cache memory is there and keep memory of.
Anything, I mean, whenever you say the memory, memory is a RAM.
Okay,
I
okay,
mean, either you can give any other by any name,
okay.
right? But whenever say the memory, memory means RAM. If some ways you just I mean, clear the this cache or any temporary means by other way, I mean, you are clearing the RAM,
Mm,
so that because I mean, whenever say the performance, what is the performance? Your RAM is a performance.
correct.
Uh-huh. I mean, the system would be faster if you have a sufficient RAM. And if your RAM is a faster, right? RAM is what? It's a mind, it's brain. If your brain execute faster, then your application would be faster. So we have to write a code like that,
Okay.
that the system memory should be a faster, or system processes should be a faster, because they executes on a memory, a RAM. I mean, all the processes, either the Documentum or either way, anything, they all executes at the memory. They executes on the RAM. So that's why it is suggested to clear the cache.
Okay. So, sir, here one more question I have.
Mhm.
So, what about site caching services? What is that? It means site caching.
Site caching services you are talking about.
Mm.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
That's a different. I mean, that is a services by the Documentum. I mean, if you heard about that, we discussed the FTP, BOCS, and all. In what? So what the user do, user can copy the we have a one services like this. User upload a document in a one file, and
Mhm.
immediately this information gets synced with the documentum, and document get uploaded into the repository.
Okay.
I mean immediately. I mean, right, as you copy here,
Mhm.
document by default will get uploaded in D2. I mean, you can immediately see the documents in D2, though you are not update. User do not have to import the document or upload the document into the D2. They, I mean, we create one cache folder, kind of cache folder, where you copy the things and it get immediately uploaded or get immediately synced with the documentum.
Oh, that is called, maybe you will explain later, right?
Hmm.
Or it is not mandatory topic to.
I mean, are you using a site caching services? I mean,
Yes.
earlier, I mean, it is used for the BOCS kind of, but I mean, I should say, frankly speaking, it's a part of 2005 and 6, and that time up to 2008 and 9. I mean, at that time it was using a such site caching services, BOCS. Now so many things are available, so no, I mean, there's no use of it.
Not trivial, sorry, what is it? Not trivial.
Right. I mean, it is a old concept. Maybe you have seen some website and somewhere else.
Somewhere when I'm reading,
Yeah, I mean, it is even you won't see such kind of in job description nowadays, because these are kind of the old concepts.
okay, okay, because I am unaware, oblivious on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a basically what it do. Documentum provide a one functionality where you can make one
Okay.
site under site kind of your location.
Mhm.
So all the user put their document at that location, and that location is used cached as a cached server, and the whatsoever how many documents are there in this site, they get synced with the content server,
Okay,
automatically gets uploaded to the content server.
okay, okay.
User do not manually upload these
Not
documents. And
upload the document system also.
yeah, so let's say if you have a lot more documents, I mean, you have put a scanner, and a scanner just frequently scanning a document, and all those documents, I mean, on the daily wise, let's say daily basis,
Mhm.
you have a 100 or 200, I mean, so documents. So for example, if I say the example of, uh, I mean, this mobile companies, I mean, they sell their sim cards, right? So in a one day they have a lot more customers, right?
Correct.
I mean, in a single day, they, they have a 1,000, 10,000 customer in a single day.
Mhm.
So, and how much, they have a that kind of forms they have to scan and upload at a system, right? And until they do not get form, the SIM card do not get activated as per the compliance. The SIM card should be activated by 4 hours, and also SIM only company can activate SIM card once they verified the customer. Right, and who would verify? I mean, they cannot, um, the local shopkeeper and such kind, they cannot believe. They have their own system,
Okay.
right? They have their own system. So they ask the local vendor, just scan the document, put in our website, right?
Mhm.
And that website copy that document in a particular site, and that site is connected with Documentum, and the document as that document reached to the site, that document imported to Documentum.
Okay.
So anyone can search that document into the Documentum, and once that it reached to Documentum, the SIM card get activated.
Okay.
So I mean, I mean, they want the document immediately to the Documentum,
Okay.
right? And this Documentum is exposed to only the infra to the that particular company network, not to the every vendor, every shopkeeper. So right.
Okay.
So and on the shopkeeper is allowed to copy that particular at one place like Google Drive or something. So Google Drive is a site.
Okay.
I mean, Google has a access of everyone, right? The
Yeah.
customer, local customer can copy the document in this site, but this site is connected with the Documentum.
Okay. Okay.
So this is all reinitializing. Next is the folder security enable. I told you, see what Documentum support of folder security. Even we discuss
The
folder security and object security. So by here we can enable or disable the folder security. If you uncheck it, system folder security will be disabled. If you check it, folder security will be enabled. And you know what is the I mean, what happens after if folder security is enabled?
folder security means the user can't able to access code.
Right. User cannot freely create, move,
Document.
and write document, update document
That
on
means
the folder.
they can't able to access, and also the
Yeah.
document which is created, it will go to my files, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if they are not linked.
Yeah, not linked with.
Yeah. So the user should have a proper permission, uh, right? Appropriate permission on the folder as well. I mean, if you have a doubt, just go through that security PPT again.
Yes,
Uh, it's a very clearly mentioned. Yes, clearly mentioned for what is a folder security.
yeah. And rich media means what?
Yeah, they're coming. I'm coming to that point. Next is the rich media. Allow the content server to process the rich media content as well. See, s- as a metadata, I mean, so far we are only able to upload, that information only. I mean, just plain text. But if we click on this, y- system can update or can take the rich media content as well,
Okay.
right? Rich media content, right? That image files or like this, or yeah, any kind of I should say uh, this fonts. I mean, if you want display fonts as a header, as a label, or as a different languages,
Okay.
right? I mean, to display, right? Though one that can take as a rich media, I mean, support rich media, but in addition to that, you need a locals as well,
Okay.
right? Different languages for, I mean, let's say you want to get it support with Arabic, so you have to add Arabic packages as well, right? The local languages, what I mean, right? Here you are writing a content or the labels,
Okay.
but what these kind of label, rich media labels, will be get reflected and will get come from this data dictionary locals. So here you can add it and can add, for example, if you want to use other language, right?
Yeah.
Let's say France FR. So here you can add FR,
That
right?
also there are some short codes are there, I guess.
Yeah, English, Arabic, FR. So you need to add, and right, and then it start working. This language support start working. It's locals means language support,
Okay.
right?
Next.
Next is the workflow packages,
Okay.
right? Sometimes we want that any workflow that is associated with the particular object should not be displayed,
Okay.
that particular name of that package, right, of the document to the users. So here you can check. If you check it, it will not, it do not display the object name of the package, right? By default application permission is three is what? 0 1 2 3.
1, 2, 3. So, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
You mean to say in the terms of the security, right?
Yes,
Security,
done browse read.
read.
Yes, three is a read. Right. Full text install locations, d search is a explore part. Leave it that. It's an important thing. Minimum owner permission.
Sir, one thing that oldest client version and not modifications on.
Leave. I mean, again, oldest client version means it's a default feature. Oldest, I mean, previously what client version you have. You can, if you want to retain that field, you can retain.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's next important is a minimum owner permission. Who is the owner?
Owner, who is, okay.
Can
Owner,
you can you open that security PPT at your end?
can I open? Okay, one.
We have a one DM underscore owner.
Yes,
Got it?
yes,
And we have a one more DM underscore word and DM underscore owner.
yes.
That is referring to that minimum owner permission. So by default, here we can do the default setting. This with this feature, we can define that by default what permission owner will have.
Okay,
If I make it here delete, then by default owner, any of the person who upload a document, that person will have a delete permission on that document.
okay, okay, okay.
Are you getting my point?
Mm.
Here's the default setting we can change,
Okay.
and this would be a part of job, your admin job.
Oh, okay.
People will say, I want, I mean, in the system, every owner should have a delete permission, or right, or every owner should have a write permission or read permission, any permission. If they want a default setting, from here default setting get changed.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm.
Minimum extended owner permission. By default, what extended permission for the owner will get here? I mean, if you by default, if you check this box, by default owner will have these two extended permissions selected.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm.
The two important, I mean, from this screen, mainly these two, and I mean
Sir, here one question, like,
this reinitialize one.
okay, sir,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so actually, in that drop down also, like last time you said that this minimum, so okay. So you said no that permissible permissions and as well as some group kind of uh, see like hierarchy based on
Hmm.
one person means in terms of security. So
Hmm.
so like it will run through the same right hierarchy model, right? Once that is so we can create a group of the permission also, right? Or no?
No, I didn't get you. Group of permission. What do you mean by group of permission?
No, no, not group of, sorry. If I have the highest level of hierarchy, means the previous also I will get as usual, right? In the terms of security.
Okay,
Permission or permission.
that slide tells that, for example, you have a, for example, there is a one object where you individually have a read permission,
Yeah,
and there is a one group,
yeah,
let's say marketing group, and the marketing group has a write permission,
yeah.
right? You individual have a read permission, and marketing group has a write permission on that object. And being individual, you are a part of marketing group as well.
Okay, yeah.
So because now you have a two permission, one individually you are read, you are having a read,
Group
and
also.
you are part of marketing group, and that marketing group has a right permission. So which permission would be applicable for you? In that scenario where you have a multiple permissions on that object, then most highest permission will be applicable for you in that case, in
Oh,
this scenario.
that point I got it, but here also the same I can do that, right? Like minimum owner permission. No, here it what is the applicability? I just want to see that. That's the reason I just yeah. Hello.
Here we do the default setting.
Okay.
This is to change the default setting of the system. By default, if you upload a document, if you upload a document in the system, what permission by default you would carry?
Minimum is this read permission or
Right. So here, I mean, you will carry as per right now. If I say this, as per the, you will carry delete permission and no extended permission.
oh, okay.
If business says that we want, if anyone upload a document, then he should carry write permission on that document.
Okay.
He should not able to delete the document
Okay.
whether he is creating, but he should not able to delete.
Okay.
So here you can change the settings.
Okay.
Are you
After
getting, are you getting my point?
yeah,
Here
yeah, I
you can
got your
change
point.
the
Like, you need to say first that minimum owner permission by default one settings you need to give. Next,
Mhm.
minimum owner extending permission there you can
See, or I mean, permission and extended permission both are a different thing.
no, no, I got your point,
Mhm.
but what I'm trying to say is theoretical is okay, but when we are doing this work, so how, what is, what I can say, I'm still hands-on how to,
Yeah, so that's what I display you in that day. We created a document, right click property, we create a ACL and apply on that.
huh,
Yeah, that's the same thing.
yeah, okay. Let me check one second because this here again you are showing that configuration settings, right? There
Yeah,
that is that
yeah. I mean, how to do that configuration?
other permissions like right click folder and doing that enabling or this thing and all. In the folder level you have shown. So,
Mhm.
but in the configuration settings and all, whether it is how to do the hands-on that
Yeah, I mean, see, whenever you create a permission, I told you by default the DM word and DM underscore owner by default comes.
okay.
I mean, if you go to that slide, I mean, I think you might have not gone through that PPT. So because again, I mean, after the session, I mean, as I suggested you to read that PPT. Otherwise, again, I mean, even same way I mentioned that day, if you do not go through that, later on we are using these concept as an advanced manner.
No, not like that. So I have read for some extent, like one person can get one thing at one moment. So other person has to read 4 or 5 times to get the thing. Other person can get the things when the other person explain 1 or 2 times. So in that context, I think I'm not telling that I
Mhm.
haven't what. But sometimes
So
what happened is even that concept one also telling also it will
mhm.
not get into the mind, you know. So that in
Okay.
that area only I just asked like so you shown to me I understand that but
Yeah.
so in this context so the so mostly I felt like it's going as a theoretical manner only. So you shown that hands-on that I agree. But in this screen again, I can have the different GUI again. The hands-on, I'm not getting that. I
So
got your point, but when it goes to
open. So that's why open that slide. I mean, where there is a permission set.
permission set, I got on.
No, I mean that is related. Let me open that. See, can you see my screen? I mean, here it is written owner, right? Owner, this. right? Owner is having delete permission. Word has having none permission. These three you add: training, consulting, David. How this owner will come, right? By default, system take world and owner, and how this delete. But I mean, this is by default assigned by the system to owner.
Okay.
So this default configuration where it take place, it take place at this location where I'm showing you
Um,
this location.
okay.
I mean, if you make a write, it will start displaying there write instead of delete,
Okay. Oh,
right?
okay.
Now there is another thing, extended permission. See, there's a second column, extended permission. By
Okay.
default, it is showing zero because here nothing is selected.
Okay.
If you select it like this, then it will start showing execute procedure and change location, both kind of.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Now next is the authorization setting. Right. By default, system has a only Mac. There is a Mac access. Maybe you are aware of this Mac access protocol.
No.
Mac access protocol. If we have a none, it anti double U share. So these are the default setting um, by the system itself. We generally use Windows settings, right? In Windows, how authentication take place,
Mm,
right? I mean, it is not for the user perspective; it is for the installation owner perspective, right? Installation owner who install the Documentum, how that person will get authorized or will access the system. Initial person who is installing a document. So they take NT. NT means Windows,
okay.
right? I mean, again, you have a no use. I mean, nobody will ask you this Mac because even you do not need to change it. It's a default setting because now mostly either you go for the Windows or Linux. Both in bothly. I mean, as a standard, it support NT only. Authentication protocol. Now is a domain and domain. What is the means by domain? Sometimes what we have a system in domains, right? Domains, maybe, I mean, for example, if you are working in google.com, so google.com is a domain,
Right.
right? And let's say psc.com is a domain. I mean, they might have a different companies,
Right.
right?
Right.
So they take domain for a one company.
Right. Right. Like example, if I want to create that World Wide Web, no, so I need to search for the domain from the third party, and I will
Right.
pay them, and they will use that domain name. That is only.
Oh, right. So, I mean, maybe if you notice in the DA, or we have a username, password.
Mm.
Even in D2, you might have seen
Yes. Yes.
use
DM
repository and domain,
domain. Yeah. Yeah. DMP domain. Yeah.
right? Domain. I
The
mean, if you,
pre-fields.
yeah, if you select this domain required, then you have to enter a domain as well, right? If your application is not in domain, so you do not need to enter. Just passing credential only, people can enter into the application.
Domain means basically it will use some like,
Domain is a group of applications. I mean, so let's say uh, your application, your organization. Let's say, let me give you one more example. Let's say TCS. TCS India has a one office. TCS US is a have a different office, right? their employees are different, India's employees are different.
mm,
So in that case they restrict the TCS, though TCS is a one company, but they restrict the TCS in a two domains. One is a US domain, second is the India domain.
yeah.
India people can not log in into the
I
US.
got it. You explained me in first
Yeah,
section.
yeah. So
I,
that is called domain.
mm. So in order to restrict the access for Indian employees to US or some other branches,
Right.
we can
So
restrict them.
right, they create a domain, correct.
Cached query.
Cached query effective date. I mean, if you want to, you want that all the cached query. I mean, what is a cached query? I will explain. But let's say you want that temporary data should come after that particular date. I mean, it should be retained a particular date, and it should get over up after a particular date.
Okay.
That time you can fill a date here. Let's say 2 January, 2 Jan, and 21. So it the data will be expired after 2 Jan.
Okay.
And if you fill null date, it keep recording the data. I mean, cache basically. Keep maintaining the cache of Documentum.
Okay. Yes, actually.
Next, r- run action as one important. What is the action? I mean, if you do not get later on, when I'll do this practically, I'll display you.
Okay.
I mean, when we write a program and coding, we'll do that. I'll, you know,
Okay. No.
because some of the things, as I said, you temp. You ask me cache. What is the use of cache? How I mean, so sometimes these are the development perspective points. We do not use it. I mean, the general people do not use it.
Okay.
So at the time of development we use it. So whenever I would write a program, then I will demonstrate you. So run action edge means if any action is executed, then I mean, see, in Windows, I don't know whether you tried or not. For example, if uh, there's a, let's say there's a one batch file. Let me see again. ppp.bat. See, there's a one batch file. Here I have a option open or run as an administrator,
Yeah.
right? If I open it, means I am opening as a normal user.
Yeah.
If I click and run as administrator, though I'm an administrator.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I am an administrator. If I open it, do not try open it as an administrator. But if I open it, run as administrator, means it will execute this program as an administrator.
Right.
Are you getting my point?
Yes,
So
yes.
if in a application, if you are normal, you log in an application, though you are a developer or administrator, but it will log in as a administrator. It is normal user, right? But if you want, always if you log in, it should treat you as an administrator, right? That time uh, you have to click on and log in as an administrator. Similar to here, similar here, the person who has logged in, it should execute that based on that user, or based on super user, or life cycle owner. I mean, if it is a action, life cycle action, or any specific name user. In that case, you have to provide a name,
Okay.
right? Whether, I mean, in that case, if you execute that action, I mean, for example, if it is a name user and name is selected by XYZ, so
Okay.
whether you are executing that action, but the name will be displayed as a XYZ.
Okay.
I mean, on behalf of that, it will be executed.
Okay.
Means you are. here you are doing on behalf of that user, you are executing. I mean, it doesn't matter you are doing, but the request, I mean, the system will execute on the that person's account. I mean, internally when let's say, um, for example, again, I mean, you have to execute life cycle, right? And the life cycle has a particular action, and that action executes, and it required admin privileges, and you are not admin that time,
Okay.
so that program will not execute it. In that case, what we need, I mean, if that particular session user who has logged in, he do not have sufficient right, will make it super user here, select. So that action will executed every time as a super user. We will take super user authentication and get executed.
But every time we can give super user for running it.
uh, Again, it's for action, it's not for creating a document. Again, I mean, it's not kind of creating a document,
Yeah,
it's
I got
internal code basically.
it.
That internal code will execute as a super user, will be executed as a super user, internal code,
Okay.
right?
There is no problem for this.
I mean, internal code, no, but I mean, again, being a user, I mean, these all are the things that is required as the development perspective. I mean, when you are writing a code on, and you need a session of super user at that time.
Okay.
I mean, internally through the coding, you are removing and upgrading a version or like this. That time we do it. Next important thing that is for, I mean, important for an admin kind of. I mean, being an administrator, what is next important thing? Login ticket.
Okay.
I mean, so far I have tell you couple of things. Let me rebrief you from starting. Reinitialization of server.
Yeah.
Yeah, please note it down if you are noting.
Yeah, I'm noting.
Folder security.
Okay.
Second, I mean that it's a part of your job. I mean, you might
Mhm.
have frequently do.
Okay.
One, folder security. Two, minimum owner permission. Three, minimum owner extended. Four, and login ticket is a five.
Oh, okay.
What is a login ticket? Suppose
Okay.
you says that you are logging in D2 and you are not seeing your task,
Okay.
and you raise your one ticket that you are not able to see your task. So how could I verify that you are telling me wrong or right? I mean, how could I validate it whether what exactly you are facing a problem? Until I mean, one, I would ask you that can we have a time to have a screen sharing so that you can log in and demonstrate what exactly you are facing a issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometime what happen, user says that he has a X problem, but when you look into that, the issue is Y,
Correct.
right? So how we resolve such kind, I mean, how we can validate these things? So Documentum provide you one facility. I mean, not everybody, right? You can create login ticket of that user and can log in on behalf of that user. Being an administrator,
I guess I have seen maybe not only in Documentum, so in some third-party tool also currently. So just we are calling to IT service desk. So we are telling about our problem like the desktop is not opening. So IT service desk they are creating behalf of me from the background. That is only here also. Example like in like that.
yeah, I mean, say, I mean, for example, if user says, I mean, you have to log in. Let's say Mark is one is the user, Mark, and he's a D2 user. Right. If you have to see what exactly Mark is facing, then you have to log in as a with a Mark credential, but you don't know the password of Mark, right?
Right.
So instead of password, you can generate a login ticket and can log in a Mark account, right? Even I will show you like this. I mean, so even let's we have created one Krishna, right? One account for Krishna,
Yeah.
right? XCP. So it was a Krishna, right? Let's say I don't know the password of Krishna, but I know the login name. Generally, people know the login name, right? I can see the login name in D2, right? Even let me say whether the Krishna exists in this. I will open it again. Give me a second. Give me a user. Krishna. I can see the Krishna is exist. Name of the Krishna, right? Through the DA, I can see Krishna is there. And right now, Krishna, he has raised the issue that he is facing the problem, and I have to look the Krishna. I validate the Krishna's problem. So, and I cannot. And let's say the Krishna do not have a time. Even I cannot ask Krishna to share his screen, right? So what I can do, I can log in on behalf of Krishna and can validate.
Okay.
How? I can create a login ticket for Krishna. Login ticket is a kind of a password. Temporary password for a certain time period,
Oh, okay. Okay.
right? For example, it will expire 5 minutes or 5 seconds or kind of that. I will come to that point, the expiration point. But just understand that I can generate a temporary password, Krishna, and can log in. How
Oh,
to generate? Through the DQL API.
yeah.
So I will what I'll do. Krishna is the username. I know that KRISHNA. I'll go API get login comma C comma username KRISHNA, right? Get login comma C comma Krishna. C. I hope you know that what is a C. What is a C?
Previous path or uh, that
C is
previous,
a current session.
sorry, current session. Sorry.
Yeah, please go through the previous slides, and otherwise everything. This all
Yeah.
will be no use of it,
Right.
right? This is a. The system provided this ticket. Kind of temporary password. So I have to whole copy and let me go to this Krishna. Already I know that, and I will paste this whole string here and click login. See, I'm able to log in. Same thing you can you know do in your system in production system and can check. Now I can check what exactly Krishna is doing or whether Krishna is doing right or wrong. I can validate now. Got it? Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. So you can note down this command get login. It will be helpful for you.
You told you will share commands later, but slide on.
Yeah, you can note it down. Others command I will tell you.
Okay, I
Yeah.
noted.
Yeah. Now here next ticket expiration. Login ticket expiration, right? So here it is showing null date means it will not expire in my system. It will not expire, but you can click on expiration, right? So the login ticket can expire a particular date. Means this login ticket will start working, I mean end working, I mean that login, I mean if I create this date, a particular date, after that I'm not able to generate a login ticket.
Okay.
Right. So I mean for example, you have to check anyone's such, I mean validate this issue. So you can click on the null date. So this facility will start working, and if you click on this expiration login, this facility get login facility will be expired. I mean no one can use this facility.
If you log in ticket expired.
Yeah, facility.
That is great.
I mean again remember, because we'll get this whole facility will be expired, not a login ticket. The login ticket whole facility, right? No one can use login ticket. So if you want to use login ticket, you have to click on this whole facility, right? Sometimes what happens, we saw that users keep using their passwords, I mean wrong password, and try in the system to log in. So in case we want to stop user, right? I mean we can give them a try. I mean they can try 3 times 4 times, right? Then we can maximum authentication attempts we can write
Yeah, yeah, this
one
I
two.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So here
Because,
we
maximum they are giving that 3 items only.
yeah, I mean if you write 3, it will take a 3. If you 0, it's a number of attempts can try.
Yeah.
LDAP synchronization on demand,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
On demand means, I mean by default there is a one job that executes daily and sync LDAP system to the Documentum.
Mm. Means, sir.
Means see, as I told you that we do not create users at Documentum side.
Correct, correct. Everything it will take from LDAP only, you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is correct.
Let's say
From the Microsoft.
yeah.
We can take him from the that through one more server.
Mhm. So let's say, I mean you synchronized yesterday. I mean today you are creating whole Documentum and it is synchronized from LDAP. I mean all the users are there at the LDAP. They are with the Documentum.
Okay.
Let's say if new employee joins and
Right.
their entries get created at LDAP site.
Okay.
So how it will come to the Documentum? Therefore, we have a one job that executes daily and sync LDAP to Documentum. So how many new users are there? They will be added to the Documentum, and all the users who resign from the organization, they will be
Hello.
yeah.
I'm listening.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. They will be exited from Documentum. I
Okay.
mean they will be inactive from Documentum.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So such, I mean though this is a automatic job that will execute a particular time period, but if you want to make it on demand, whenever you want, you also can, I mean trigger that job.
Okay.
That is called LDAP synchronization on demand.
Okay. Means whenever we want, example, you said that.
Uh, right, I mean so for example that job executes every day morning, let's say 4 p.m.,
Okay.
but 9 a.m. if person join and he immediately want to access Documentum, how would he access? Because sync job will execute at morning, he has to wait next day morning. So what you can do, you can on demand can execute that job, right? So that after executing that job, that person can immediately log into the application.
So that means create new repository using that on demand means whenever we want that time we can activate, right?
Correct, I
That
mean
is
activate the user.
that is the meaning, right?
Yeah.
So if you are clicking that checkbox, then it will do immediately that on
Right. Correct, I mean on that job will be available to execute on demand.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, that is a part of a repository.
Okay.
So we got few things. I mean, the important thing, the reinitialize server so frequently you have to do. Very less folder security because the organization always want folder security enable. So, but here you can enable or disable it. And owner permission they want. I mean, again, it's a one-time activity, not always kind of. I mean, once they start developing an application, I mean, once they give the business requirement, they will give you that by default owner will have delete permission on all those documents, right? But later on, if they want to get it changed, from here you can change it.
Okay.
And last thing is a login ticket. In case, I mean, if administrator want to investigate the issue, you can start this. So though by default it gets started, right? But here you can disable it as well, right? If because people can misuse it as well,
Okay.
right? So in case people are misusing, here you can expire, and you can enable this service particular interval of time,
Okay. Okay.
right? And make it expire. I mean, for example, admin say that I have to validate this issue, so you can enable this facility for 1 hour or 2 hour, and after that it will automatically expire.
Okay.
Next important thing is a content server.
Okay.
In the content server, this is the name of content server, and on machine it is hosted, that is xcp23. I mean, this is a machine name,
Okay.
and the status, it is running and active,
Okay.
right? And the version of this is current 1.0. Same way we can see, right click, properties, right? We see so much of information, right? Do you have any query in this, I mean, this segment, repository?
Mm.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Okay. So I will share you one documentation that is called DA, document administrator, uh, user guide, let's say. So very much in detail, you'll see, you can check, I mean, right? Else, I'm also demonstrating you, but you can check for further information and for more. You, but because that is a 600-700 pages of document, so right, then I will say. So I think, okay. So in tomorrow class we will discuss this content server part, because I think it's too much for you, right? So just go through this session if you have any query, and also meanwhile whatsoever we discuss, try to go through that rather. Okay. Anything else apart from you, if you want to share anything?
Okay, to be honest, I'm getting only times a weekday. So I'm accepting that my mistake. Like,
No, no, it's not kind of a mistake, but again, I mean,
what happens is, as soon as you are delivered the class, if I'm referring means it will be easily catching in my memory, in my brain. Otherwise, everything, if I want to recollect means it is very difficult at one time. Whatever you said, that is correct. So maybe I am going maybe superficial only. That's the reason maybe I am unable to recollect that few terminologies when you are explaining that. So uh, I will try to correct that and also
yeah.
follow.
So I mean, the few terminologies, because day, each by passing day, because though I can, I don't want, uh, do the things speedily,
Mm,
because until you do not understand, there is no use of it.
mm, okay.
So Let's I mean go through that whatsoever I have shared,
Mhm.
and whatever I say that it's a kind of important or it's a kind of, I mean, routine task would be your routine task.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
that's, I mean, more focus on that, because though lot more things are there, see,
Mhm.
a lot of things are there, but the use, whatever the useful information for you, and mostly that will be asked during the interview, even your day to day work.
Okay,
If,
okay.
yeah, that will be, yeah. Okay, then
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
to,
Please share search document and
yeah, I'm just sharing you that right away. I'm just sharing.
yeah, yeah. Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.